If I was an undergrad doing research, I would avoid working in multiple labs at the same time. That's something that I did when I was an undergrad. I worked in three different labs at the same time, and I absolutely do not recommend doing this because what do you actually get from doing undergraduate research? You learn a lot of skills, you get support from a faculty mentor and a graduate student mentor. So you get mentorship, you get to learn some skills, and potentially on your resume, you can get some papers, poster presentations, something like that to really show that you really got something out of this experience. Now, all of those three things have there's a low bar to get something, but there's a very high bar to really excel in research, okay? So it doesn't take that much effort, to just have a decent research experience. But occasionally, I'll see a student who really has an excellent research experience, and those are always the students who stick with one lab for an extended period of time. They become an expert in some aspect of the lab. Maybe it's like making gels, or maybe whatever it is, right? Usually, the most successful undergrads have one thing that they're an expert at in the lab, and people kind of rely on them. And they're the ones who get 5, 6+ papers as an undergrad. And those are the ones who get the strongest letters of recommendation from the graduate students, from the professors. And if you really show commitment as an undergrad to one lab, and you really demonstrate this, you really put like your all into working in a lab, the PhD students, the master students, the faculty are going to vouch for you so much more than if they know that you are working for so many other labs. If you're working for so many other labs, just as a fact of life, you will be spending less time in each lab, and you won't, especially if the other labs know about it, right? They know that you're splitting your time. So it's only to your advantage to stick with one, focus on it, and get the maximum that you can about it. However, if you don't like your lab experience, okay, that's a completely valid concern, and you want to do something else, what I would do is, talk to your professors, maybe take a quarter off from one lab, and then spend your full attention on the other lab. And that way you can still do one lab at a time, but you can maximize the value that you get from it.